Hey there guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIII. In the last episode we fully upgraded Lightning's Lionheart weapon to the Omega weapon. And we are finally back where we left off several episodes before. So we were here before and I explained to grind using the sacrifices for Gil. Well, since then I actually backtracked and kept fighting the Adamentos because I preferred that better than fighting the sacrifices. But yeah, we did a lot of grinding, 2 full days worth of grinding. But since we left here and went back there, we got enough money that we have fully upgraded Lightning's weapon to the Omega weapon, and the Omega weapon is fully upgraded. We transformed the Marlboro wand into the Nirvana, which is Vanille's ultimate weapon, and fully upgraded that. Finally, we transformed the Calamity Spear into Kane's Lance and fully upgraded that, which is Fang's ultimate weapon. So we now have 3 ultimate weapons, and I highly advise you guys to do that. On the last episodes I talked about the strategy, how to upgrade the weapons. So if you guys have any questions about that, if you want to know how to get the Omega weapon for Lightning, the Nirvana for Vanille, or the Kane's Lance for Fang, you can check back on the last couple episodes. I explained that in detail. Also, I explained the strategy for farming the Adamentos, which can be found in the Leviathan Plaza of Eden. That was my favorite spot because he drops platinum ingots, which you can sell for 150,000 gil. Alright, so if you have any questions about that, go ahead and check back on the last couple episodes. And I would highly suggest that you guys upgrade your 3 favorite characters' weapons to their ultimate weapons. Mainly because we're approaching the end of the game and you really don't need the ultimate weapons right now. But for the post game, when we start doing the Sea Stone missions that we left for the post game, missions 34 through 64, you're definitely going to want some Omega weapons, because not only do they give you great passive ability and increase your strength and magic significantly, but they also give you the 6th ATB level gauge. So once you have all your ultimate weapons, each ultimate weapon will give the character that you have it equipped to his final ATB gauge. So you should have 5 already if you maxed out your Crystarium. Upgrading an ultimate weapon will give you 6. Alright, so again, if you have any questions about that, check back in the walkthrough. I cover it in detail. Also, I would highly suggest to do it because after we beat the game, we're going to have to go back and continue farming the Adamentos again for accessories. So if you think that the weapons were bad and it took long to get the weapons, get enough gil for the weapons, you haven't seen nothing yet. The accessories are twice as long. So yeah, it's better to get the weapons out of the way now. That way when we beat the game and we go back, all we have left is the accessories. And then once you complete the accessories, you can do the Sea Stone missions. And then if you want, you can continue upgrading weapons for the Treasure Hunter trophy or achievement. And yeah, you can get all that taken care of. But upgrading 3 ultimate weapons for now is enough for me. I need a break from the grinding. I've been doing it for 2 days. So I decided to save the accessories for last. Even though the accessories are really important, we're going to get to them last because we don't need super powerful accessories right now. We're only at the final boss. The final boss is nothing compared to the Sea Stone missions we're going to be facing in post-game. Alright, so now that all that's out of the way, we're going to continue with the main story. Just ahead is the boss Proudclad, and I advise you guys to really put some dedication and time into gil farming. So I'll quickly show you my current equipment for the end of the game. For Lightning, we have the Omega weapon fully upgraded, the Adamant Bangle, Aurora Scarf, and Sprint Shoes. For Vanille, we have the Nirvana fully upgraded, Survivalist Catalog, Speed Sash, and Sprint Shoes. Finally, for Fang, we have the Kane's Lance, 2 Speed Sashes, and Sprint Shoes. So if you have any questions on how I got these accessories or weapons, check back and I cover everything in detail. This is a complete walkthrough. I show everything that I've done, all the grind spots, all the heal grind spots, and all that stuff. So if you're wondering anything about this game, you can check back. We've pretty much covered most of it so far. Alright, so we got one enemy to take out here, and then I'm going to set you guys up with the right paradigms for this boss fight. Alright, so once you clear out the enemies ahead, you'll see the familiar mechanical enemy that we defeated before, the Proudclad. It looks pretty beat up. So let me prepare you guys. Let's talk about the paradigms. I like using Lightning, Vanille, and Fang. And I developed all of our characters' secondary roles all the way up to the top tier, to the top of the Crystarium. They're not fully maxed out, the secondary roles. So far, my character's primary roles are fully maxed out. The secondary roles are all the way at the top, but they're still not maxed out. But I have all secondary roles on the top part of the Crystarium, on the final circle or whatever you want to call it, the final stage. Alright, so for paradigms, I have Rapid Growth, which is Synergist, Synergist, Synergist. And I would suggest to make this your active paradigm for this boss fight. I have Relentless Assault, which is Ravager, Ravager, Commando. Aggression, which is Commando, Ravager, Commando. Combat Clinic, Medic, Medic, Sentinel. And Infiltration, which is Saboteur, Saboteur, Saboteur. And finally Diversity, which is Ravager, Medic, Commando. Now if you want and you've developed your characters and all their secondary roles, you can make a paradigm with 3 Ravagers. But it's not that important. And I already showed you guys the equipment I have. Alright, so before we head into this battle, go ahead and toss a Fortizol, an Agizol, and approach him for a scene.
Looks like no one was spared.
He really wants us dead.
Alright, so at the start of the battle, go ahead and Libra. At the start of the battle, go ahead and Libra the enemy. You'll see the Proudclad has 3,570,000. And the thing is, he's immune to all status immunities. So don't worry about casting De-Protect or De-Shell just this minute. Also, he's vulnerable to mostly all the magic elements. His chain resistance is 70 and his stagger point is 150%. So we should be able to stagger him pretty easy. So start this battle off by buffing up your characters and then switch over to Relentless Assault and stagger them.
You can do it! Don't give up! Let's go!
Once you stagger the Proudclad, go ahead and raise his stagger percentage to about 600%, and then switch to aggression for big damage. Alright, so after you are finished staggering the boss, the chances are you won't be able to take him out in one stagger. So at this point you need to watch out, because the Proudclad is going to go on the offensive. So quickly switch to Combat Clinic in order to heal everyone to full health, and then remain in Combat Clinic until you are fully healed. Once you're fully healed, I would suggest to switch to Diversity, so that you can keep a medic going at all times, because he's going to be constantly attacking. And he does some pretty heavy damage.
Move on inside. Follow my lead.
Alright, once you manage to stagger him again, do the same thing as before. Bring his stagger percentage up to about 600%, and then switch to aggression. Alright, and eventually you'll be able to take him out. So for winning the battle, you'll get 100,000 CP. Also, you'll get a Royal Amulet and Eden Pharmaceuticals. So Eden Pharmaceuticals will open up the 13th shop at the save point. And you can also buy Libroscopes, Fortizols, Agizols, and Deceptizols now.
Rush, it's over.
One of my soldiers. I see.
Why are you doing this, Rush? I mean, haven't you done enough?
Enough. Under FALC orders, I've orchestrated mass murder, all to answer the fears of a panicked populace. For a people utterly dependent on the FALC. It was the only solution I could offer, even if that solution was a farce.
Then, you knew the FALC were using us?
I believed their rule was best for Cocoon's present and future prosperity. But it seems I misjudged their benevolence. If this is my punishment. I accept it.
So, you're just gonna let everything go to hell, is that it?
You're right. One thing remains. This is SciComm Director Roche. Attention all SciComm and Guardian Corps units. Suspend L'Cie operations. I repeat, suspend L'Cie operations. All units should focus their efforts on evacuating the civilian population. I do not issue this order as an absolute. You are free to make the choice.
Rosh!
Go! You're here to save Cocoon, aren't you? Or was that a farce as well?
Stay alive. We'll see you when it's over.
I'll trust in your humanity, L'Cie. The fate of Cocoon is in your hands. This is my end. The end which I have chosen.
Alright. So after the battle with the Proudclad and after the scenes, there'll be a save point to the left. And you can now access Eden Pharmaceuticals. Here you can buy Libroscopes, Fortizols, Agizols, and Deceptizols. Alright. So, after the scene, we're going to be right in front of the final dungeon. All we need to do is ride the elevator down. And that's going to conclude this episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIII. So I'll see you guys next time, wherever we head into the final dungeon of Final Fantasy XIII.